Even if it's free, you might pass on that old piece of furniture, maybe because of its style, maybe it sits too low, it's too chunky for your taste, or it has too much decorative hardware. It's true, today's furniture makeovers might require more than just a buff and coat of paint. You can, though, fix secondhand style problems that others would get stuck on. Furniture refinisher Sheila Carroll is arming us with vision and also with confidence. It's great to have you back in studio.
Thank you for having me.
So how has secondhand furniture maybe changed in recent years? What are you seeing?
The number one thing I think that has changed is it's available. There is so much secondhand furniture out there. It's hard to pick what you can use in your home.
That's a good problem to have, right?
Absolutely.
Where are you sourcing? Where are you looking for the good pieces?
We like to shop the thrift stores, the local thrift stores. We love Facebook Marketplace. You can always find something there. And shop your mom and dad's basement.
And there you go. Mom and dad, may I steal, may I take, may I borrow, may I own, claim? Why the surplus, do you think? Are we getting more picky about the furniture that we hang on to and the furniture we flip?
Well, really, the old vintage style furniture is quality. It's good quality, and it's actually better quality than what they're selling nowadays.
So people may be passing on quality for a certain look, but you're saying take the quality pieces and give it the look you want.
Absolutely. It will last longer. It won't fall apart.
Don't trade grandma's dresser for an IKEA dresser. Nothing against an IKEA dresser. There's a place for that, but you're saying we can give it an update. We can make it look how we'd want it to look or how it looks in IKEA and keep and preserve that quality. I love that concept. Let me throw out a style problem, and you can maybe offer your solution. What if a piece has too much ornamentation? Is that a word? It's too gaudy, it's too dressed up?
Absolutely. What we do for that is ways to simplify. Take off the ornamentation. Take off the bulky trim on the bottom.
How are you doing that?
Ooh. Most trim at the base of a furniture piece can be just unscrewed. If you look underneath the piece, you're gonna find ways to remove it.
Okay, this piece has a lot of detail. It has the heavier hardware. You gave this good girl a makeover.
Yeah, we had a good time with this.
And the results were more simple? They were more streamlined?
Yes. So we actually took a high boy, turned it into two pieces, and simplified one of the pieces by adding simple legs to the base.
Oh my goodness.
We took the ornamentation off the top. It was super heavy. Took that off and created two very streamlined, simple pieces.
You got a two for one.
I know, it was great.
Both of them more updated, more simple. We'll use that word again. Very clean. It appeals to a more clean aesthetic.
Yes, we use simple hardware. We replaced the ornate hardware with something simple.
And that was an interesting swap for me because I was so fixated on the wood detail, but the hardware does make a difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It can change your piece and bring it into 2023.
It was a beautiful makeover. Yeah. Well done on that blue. I love seeing color come back as well. I think that's another appeal in current trends, is to see that color. All right, what if a piece is too low? I'm thinking of like a cedar chest, which we know is well constructed, well made. Maybe it doesn't carry the height or match the line in the room.
Right. Typically, we're seeing furniture now that is a little more raised, especially our bedroom sets are higher. So if we're reusing a piece, we've got to elevate it and get it off the ground. What we can do is remove the base, the trim.
Oh boy, okay.
It's a big deal,
Okay, yes.
And then we find some new legs to add to it, and that raises it off the ground.
I'm thinking this is true even with dressers that used to be lower, and now we like a little more space or a little more gap feel.
Right, it gives it a lighter feel.
So legs, you can buy new legs?
We can find legs on Amazon. Most hardware stores will have different varieties of legs. You can get modern, wood legs, metal legs, different colors.
In the makeover we're seeing here, I know you also switched out the hardware on this one as well. How are you popping off that hardware? What's the ticket there? What's the secret?
We used a caulking knife.
Okay.
And just, you kind of wiggle it in to where you think the gap is, and it will start popping off, and then you just rip it off and have a good old time.
And just play. Look at this pretty lady. She got some hairpin legs, which took her off the ground, makes the piece feel more substantial. And you went with what color on that one? Was that a white?
That's a white, and then we did a dark top.
Pretty, so that two-tone. And I'm seeing a lot of that as well, which is a more traditional look. Here we see the after with the beautiful creamy white. Do you ever go like cool white, or do you like the creamy?
I like creamy because it goes with most decor better.
And a beautiful top. That's a new top?
Yeah, we sanded it down, put a new stain on it.
Oh my goodness, lovely. You're so good at what you do. Okay, what if the stain itself is what's dating it from our eyes? Like it's too dark. You've got a nightstand, we've got a nightstand example, I think, and it started out really heavy on the color.
Right. So with that, if it's too dark, we're gonna paint it. We're gonna add a different color. We're gonna lighten it up.
This one also had that ornamentation. We talked about all of that detail. Tell us what you did on this one.
Okay, for this one, we removed that decorative hardware, that brass hardware that dated it, so it's gonna simplify it. We also removed the base and added new legs so we could elevate it and give it that new look.
Yes.
We sanded down the top, put a lighter stain on it, and then we're gonna paint the base in a light neutral beige.
So this is the in progress.
This is it right here.
Look at her. Okay, and you're going for that two-tone look again. She had kind of all the problems. She had the color problems, she had the too low problems, and you're gonna flip her. With the painting, give us some instruction on how we might paint this to preserve the look and the quality.
Okay, so this piece has been prepped. If we're gonna go with a lighter color, we wanna prime it.
Okay.
So that that dark stain doesn't bleed through on your paint. So this actually has a coat of shellac on it already.
Okay.
We did elevate it. Let me show you that. We removed the trim so
Goodbye trim.
see that. And then we're gonna go ahead and paint with our handy dandy paintbrush.
Okay.
We like using Fusion Mineral paint. It's a paint designed just for furniture.
Okay.
It goes on furniture really, really well and camouflages anything that needs to be
camouflaged. And the shellac is all I need for the primer?
You can use primer or shellac.
Or shellac, okay, okay.
All right, I'm gonna show you how we do this.
What's the squirt bottle for?
This is our mister.
Okay.
A lot of hairdressers use these misters.
I have those, yeah.
Yes, so we're gonna mist our paintbrush just ever so lightly. It's gonna help eliminate brush strokes as we put our paint on.
So slightly damp, just misted.
Just mist it.
Just barely wet.
All right, we're just gonna halfway dip our paintbrush in, and we're just gonna start.
How bold. Boldness with every stroke.
Yes, you don't want to overload your paintbrush, or that will give you brush strokes.
This is something I want to be good at one day, and I love that you've mastered it and taken it on.
And so as you're working, you have to be careful that you don't overwork an area, because it starts drying pretty quickly, and if you go back over it, you're going to incorporate brush strokes.
So how many coats would you do on this then?
This one, probably 2, potentially 3, just because we're covering up such a dark color.
But you'd let it dry completely in between coats, obviously, so that's okay. Oh my gosh, it's fun to watch. And I was asking you about this before the show. This paintbrush is new to my eyes. What is this for?
This one is going to help you get into the detail.
Do
your trim work. You can see on the face here, it's got a lot of grooves, nooks and crannies. This is going to help you get in all those spaces and get full coverage.
How do you know when to pass on a piece? I know we've talked about what you can do to preserve quality pieces, but how do you know when it's just not worth all that work?
It is not worth it if the piece is laminate. We just stay clear. We look for wood pieces or pieces that have a wood veneer on it. The laminate pieces are harder to get the paint to adhere to properly.
That makes sense, that makes sense. Well, thank you for inspiring us to look at these pieces with new eyes, new potential. How can we follow along your projects and how can people get in touch with you?
You can find us on Instagram at The Furniture Sisters. We share tutorials, our before and after makeovers, and we teach you everything you need to know to finish a project. We're also on TikTok.
Great.
We have a website, thefurnituresisters.com. So find us there.
Thank you for sharing your gift and your talent, inspiring us. We'll link you over to the Furniture Sisters from our website so you can have an easy connection point.